Attention, please. Welcome to the Knight Arena for tonight's men's volleyball matchup featuring the Saints of Marymount University and your Southern Virginia University Knights. President Wilcox and the Southern Virginia staff, thank you for your support of the student athletes and coaches participating in today's contest. In the spirit of good sportsmanship, they ask you to respect the following SVU athletic rules. Cheer loudly and proudly for your team, not against the visitors. No profanity, vulgarity, racist or sexist remarks. No personal remarks towards players, coaches, or officials. Show that you know the game. Stay away from the playing area and team bench areas. Zero tolerance for alcohol and tobacco use at all contests. Thank you for your cooperation, and go Knights! In accordance with tradition at Southern Virginia University, we will begin with a word of prayer, which will be offered by Trey Dill.
Our Father in heaven, we thank you for the opportunity we have to be here today in this game that we love, and we ask that both teams will be able to play to the best of their abilities, and that no harm or accident will come to either team. And we ask for safety upon all those that are here, and we love you very much. And we say the name of Jesus Christ.
Now, if you will all please rise and face the flag for the playing of our national anthem.
You are sitting in the best seats in Houston. We are third joiner. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Fly alongside Shay Maloof here to bring you today's SVU Knights men's volleyball matchup between the Knights of Southern Virginia and the Saints of Marymount. Shay, really exciting matchup today between two really talented squads.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Chris. And we come off the outcome of the match between these two teams last year, and the Knights pulling it out 3-0. But each set was pretty close. And these teams are, despite the records, are pretty evenly matched.
And Shay, you mentioned that the Knights facing off against the Saints of Marymount last year, almost a year ago to the date, played them March 2nd of 2018. Knights able to come out of that one with a win. They won 3 straight sets, 3-0. And you mentioned also the records of these two teams. The Saints last year, a formidable squad, reaching up to number 5 in the nation, being their highest rank. And they're 6-6 so far at the start of the season, so maybe not where they and head coach Kyle Verganius wants to be in this season, but they're up against the Knights, and the Knights are absolutely sensational so far in this season on a 7-game winning streak, looking for 8, their 10th team in the nation. Just such a squad that head coach Tom Peterson has for the Knights, and it should be exciting, especially with all these seniors and all these starters.
You're exactly right, and the Knights also have Noel Reckabaran returning to the lineup tonight after being out in their last match against in their last match against Mount St. Joseph. And so that'll be a huge help to the Knights here tonight.
Absolutely should be. Noel Reckabaran, sophomore, standing at 6'2" from San Juan, Argentina. Like you said, Shay, been out the last couple of games, had a problem with his knee. He talked to head coach Tom Peterson before today's game. Feels like he's ready to play tonight. We'll see if he can bring his A game. One of the top players in the nation. He's top 10 in kills per set. He leads the team in kills per set. Just a great weapon that this Knights team has. And interesting to have him back tonight. He'll probably be on a minutes restriction, but his impact on the court just so massive for this Knights team and important to their success.
You're exactly right. And Chris, he looked really well and really good in warm-ups, and I think he's ready to go.
As both teams get ready to go, Shay, I just want to go back a little bit to Nowell. And with the injuries that the Knights team has had so far, they've been the whole season without their outside hitter, Christian Capisi, a sophomore standing at 6'7" from American Samoa. Had a problem with his knees early on in the season. He's been going. He's getting his way back. Talked to a lot of players before the game. Said that he was working his way to get back on the court. Says now it's a day-to-day thing. He's hoping to play as soon as this weekend, and that's such an added boost to this Knights team. Just to have another great outside hitter like Capisi to join alongside the great hitters. They already have Mark Stapley, Noel Ruckabarn, and of course Cougar Clark.
You're exactly right. And Christian Capisi standing at 6'7" would not only be huge because of having another player to add to the front, but huge in the fact that he's so tall. Tall to that front line.
Tallest player on the Knights squad so far. Tyler McCready, 6'10" from North Bend, Washington, was a center on the basketball team this past year. Also joining him from the basketball team, Bennett Canlin. And you mentioned Christian Capisi, 6'7", stands as tall as Bennett Canlin.
Y'all ever done that? You ever done the shark bait? I suggested it, didn't listen. Sounds like it.
Now, Shay, as both teams get set to get this game underway, I just want to take a minute and turn the attention to the Knights and to this winning streak they've been on. They moved it to 7 games in their last win here at Knight Arena against Mountain St. Joseph, looking to make it 8, their 10th team in the nation, but they've done more than beat their opponent. They swept 2 out of their last 3, and the one before that was that at Juniata, who's a nationally ranked opponent.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And the match that started that winning streak being against Immaculata, coming off of the loss to Stevenson, which was a very, very close match, Chris, and the stands were packed for that match, and it was just it was a very close match, and the Knights played a great match, but after that they used that as momentum into their next matches.
Absolutely right, Shay. Since that day against Stevenson, Knights looking to defend home court, and they'll look to defend it here against Marymount as the Knights get the first point on the board. And as soon as it starts, the welcome to the barn chants rustling around the Knight Arena. And back to serve now, Ruckabarn. Thought he was going to be in a minutes restriction. Coach Tom Peterson electing to give him the nod at starter. Great kill down by number 7. That is Eric Wiles. Eric Wiles, a senior outside here from Virginia Beach, Virginia. And now back to serve for the Saints. First turn at service, number 4, Joseph Zanalotti. Zanalotti's first serve. That one goes to the net. Knights move up 2-1 over top of the Saints of Marymount. And now checking into this game, Daniel Aina goes to the bench. And number 7, Mitch Yusevich, checking his way into the game. Mitch Yusevich, of course, the middle blocker. He's a senior, 6'5", from Gilbert, Arizona. And that's served by Colby Wilson as the ace. Bring the Knights up 3-1. We mentioned the senior leadership of this team. We mentioned Mitch Yusevich and Colby Wilson from California. The seniors does a great job there. Middle blocker. Can't get that serve to fall in, though. Ball goes back to the Saints.
Yeah, but Chris, you're exactly right. Talking about the senior leadership on this team. And the seniors just bring a lot of energy and a lot of experience to the court that is much needed for this Knight squad.
Now, Ruckabarn making his presence known, brings the Knights up 4-2 over top of Marymount. We thought it was going to be a while until we saw Noel Ruckabarn continue the streak of excellence he's had the entire season, but looks like right now getting right back into the swing of things as if he never left. Tagaloa service playable by Marymount. Dig by Tagaloa. Cougar Clark, that one blocked down. Combination number 24, James Knight, and number 15, Remington Shahan. So Marymount puts a point on the board, and now back to serve Remington Shahan. Shahan, a senior from Long Beach, California. Service now for Marymount. Great spike by Cougar Clark, but it's playable by Marymount. On that last play, they'll call double hit on Daniel Aina. So Marymount ties it up 4-4. Back to serve again is Shahan. Tagaloa. Mitch Yusevich trying to get that one to fall. Blocked by number 17, Evan Flesher. Majority of the Knights there on the court thought that block was going to fall out of bounds, but it just fell in the bottom right corner. Shahan gets another chance at service, his third in a row. Reaching over the net, that was Kaipo Tagaloa. So point goes to Marymount. Marymount now scoring 4 points in a row, bring it 6-4. They lead over top of the number 10 Knights. Cougar Clark not getting that one to fall. 5th straight point for the Saints of Marymount.
It's a great idea, Chris. Just a little bit too far, but a great idea to go cross court by Cougar Clark.
Remington Shahan back to serve.
Will Shea on this 8-game or 7-game winning streak, rather, looking to make it 8. The Knights have been a well-oiled machine, but the one downfall they've had, they started off slow. That machine takes a while to heat up. So if you're a Knights fan watching right now, you see that Southern Virginia is down 7-5 in the first set. No need to worry. This team picks it up in the end, and they are finishers. Now back to serve, Cougar Clark, the senior from Centerville, Ohio. Double touch by Marymount. Give the point to the Knights. Knights bring it now 7-6. Cougar Clark back to serve again. So Cougar Clark picks up the service ace and brings Southern Virginia equal 7-7.
And Chris, that makes 4 service aces for the Knights already.
4 service aces and 7 points. Back to serve, Cougar Clark. Shea Cougar Clark, number 21 in the nation, top 25 for kills per set. Averages right around 3.45. One of those finishers that the Knights players like Tagaloa and Aina look for to finish off a set and finish off a point.
You're exactly right. And Kaipo Tagaloa does a great job of finding his hot hitters.
Kaipo Tagaloa, one of the great players for this Knights team. The junior from Lincoln, Nebraska, top 10 in assists per set. Averages right around 10, 9.75 in that area. And now Mark Stapley picking up that one for the Knights. Back to serve, number 7, Mitch Yusevich.
Back to serve for the Knights, number 7, Mitch Yusevich.
Just tipped over, not sure exactly who that was on St. Joseph's. I believe it was number 19, or instead rather number 20, Sam Safley, hitting that one out of bounds. So point goes to the Knights. Haven't seen much of Safley so far tonight. Safley, not a name most people know. He's a name that the Knights know. Last time the Knights faced off against Marymount last year, Sam Safley picked up his career high in kills, finished that game off with 22. To no avail in the end. Knights able to sweep that again, 3-0. But Knights be looking out for the Saints and number 20, Sam Safley. Now back to serve for Marymount, number 10, Miles Olson. Colby Wilson faking everyone out, getting that one just to fall right inside.
That was a great vision by Colby Wilson right there to see that behind the blockers there was a huge gap in the defense of the Saints.
Now back to serve for the Knights, number 4, Mark Stapley. Just a little bit of time taken on the court right now as Knights Kaipo Tagaloa just getting looked at by the trainer so far. It just appears to be a tape issue with his hand. So to give Coach Tom Peterson an opportunity to talk to his guys on the court right now, and Shea, you're up 10-9 over top of the Saints of Marymount. You've had great success serving the ball. What can you do besides your great serving to really pull ahead in this game?
Timeout, Knights.
Well, yeah, serving has obviously been the success for the Knights as they lead the Saints in service aces 4-0 here early in the first set. And so obviously serving is very successful so far. But the main thing they need to work on is probably just setting away from the blockers, because the main way that the Saints will be able to get momentum and get points back is by blocking. And so if Tagaloa can just get the sets a little bit farther from blockers, which he does so well usually, then they should be just fine.
You mentioned the block, Shea. Marymount able to pick up 2 blocks so far in the beginning of this first set. The Knights not able to pick up any so far. Much different compared to the last game here in Knight Arena. They faced off against the Lions of Mount St. Joseph. Mount St. Joseph in that game couldn't hardly get anything past Colby Wilson, Mitch Yusevich in the front line of the Knights. Knights finished that game with right around 9 blocks. So you expect that front line of the Knights to get back in this game. Again, it's early in the first set. This Knights team takes a little bit to heat up, but once they do, they're unstoppable and formidable force. We'll see if they can get heat up sooner rather than later as action gets back started. Number 4, Mark Stapley, back to serve for Southern Virginia. Mark Stapley, sophomore, standing at 6'3" from California. Play by the Knights. Up 10-all after the error from Noel Rekabaran.
That was a great effort by the Knights, though, Chris, running all over the court just to get the ball back up to their front line. Great effort by Tagaloa and Stapley.
Cougar Clark getting down the drop right in the face of Saints number 10, Miles Olson. So Cougar Clark picks up another one for the Knights in Southern Virginia. They lead 11-10.
Back to serve for the Knights, number 12.
Now back to serve for Southern Virginia, number 12, Noel Rekabaran. Great dig by Kyle Marco Gattasi. That spike a little too far left. Point goes to the Knights. Southern
Great
Virginia
court awareness by Stapley on that, to know how far from the out-of-bounds line he was and to just duck and let the ball go out.
Back to serve for Southern Virginia. Noel Rekabaran yet again. Great serve by Noel Rekabaran, able to pick up another service ace for the Southern Virginia squad. Knights lead 13-10.
And that makes 2 for Rekabaran himself.
2 for Rekabaran and 5 on the night so far for Southern Virginia. That one heads into the net. Point goes to Marymount. They bring it 11-13. Back to serve for the Saints, number 4, Joseph Zanalotti.
Joseph Zanalotti. Also checking in for Marymount, number 20, Sam Safely.
Checking it back into the game for the Saints of Marymount, number 20, Sam Safley. Spike by Cougar Clark, met by 2 Saints players, number 24, James Knight, and also number 15, Remington Shahan.
It's a great hit by Clark, but really good block by the Lions.
Great block by the Lions, or rather Saints. The Lions of Mount St. Joseph were the Knights' last game, playing the Saints of Marymount now. What I was saying, Shay, that the Saints now bring it. They have 3 blocks on the game. But now Noel Rekabaran getting that one past all the hands of Saints players. Point goes to Southern Virginia. So Colby Wilson backs up to take another service for Southern Virginia. Wilson. Cougar Clark will not be denied on the second attempt. Went up against Shahan yet again. And Cougar Clark getting the better of Shahan on that attack.
He remembered the last time and just got it up a little bit higher so that Shahan couldn't get to it.
Stapley, that one blocked down. Shahan and Knight getting their hands on another one. So point goes to Marymount. Back to serve number 7, Eric Wiles. Block down, Cougar Clark getting a block of his own. And Shea, that's the Knights' first block of tonight. They lead 16-13 over top of Marymount.
A great block by Cougar Clark. Timed his jump perfectly. And the Saints couldn't get to it.
Kaipo Tagaloa back to serve for Southern Virginia. That one killed down, number 15, Remington Shahan, putting that one on the board for the Saints.
Back to serve for the Saints, number 15, Remington Shahan.
And after picking up a kill in his own, Shahan back to serve for Marymount. Miscommunication by Southern Virginia. Couldn't get a hand on that one. Service ace goes to Remington Shahan and point on the board for Marymount. Bring it within one, 15-16. Number 10 Knights still ahead. Recco Barn blocked by number 17, Evan Flesher. So Evan Flesher and James Knight getting another block on the impressive hitters on this Knights team. Moved their blocks up today to 5 total. And James Knight, Marymount has 5 blocks in this first set, and James Knight been involved in every single one of them. Spike down, number 7, Eric Wiles getting the better of that one. Marymount takes the lead 17-16 in the first set. Remington Shahan back to serve yet again for Marymount. Played by the Knights. Tagaloa. Mark Stapley getting that one to fall for Southern Virginia. Mark Stapley brings it equal, 17-17. Shay, we mentioned Mark Stapley had a great game in the Knights' last game against Mount St. Joseph. Was absolutely everywhere on the floor and hit a hitting percentage well over 500.
Exactly right. He could not miss in that match and was just on top of everything he did.
Back to serve for Southern Virginia, Cougar Clark. That one falls just outside, but it goes off a couple of hands of Knights players. Point goes to Marymount.
Serving for the Saints, number 24.
Back to serve, James Knight. James Knight, a senior from Chesapeake, Virginia. Great dig, Daniel Aina get caught up in the lights. Knights able to keep it alive. Ball with Marymount. Marymount keeps it alive for themselves. That spike far too strong, coming off the hands of Miles Olson. Point goes to Southern Virginia. Now checking in, Colby Wilson comes in for number 14, Daniel Aina.
Back to serve for Southern Virginia, number 7, Mitch Yusevich.
And Chris, on that last play, it's a great get by Cougar Clark to get it up to the line for Kaipo Tagaloa to set it up. Just a well set up play by the Knights.
Back to serve for Southern Virginia, number 7, Mitch Yusevich. Serve from Yusevich too strong. Put a point on the board for Marymount.
Serving for the Saints, number 10, Miles Olson.
Miles Olson back to serve for the Saints. Tagaloa. Point goes to Marymount. Net violation against Southern Virginia's Mark Stapley, and Marymount moves up 20-18 over top of the 10th ranked Southern Virginia Knights. Little bit of time taken on the floor right now as Daniel Aina makes his way to the trainer. He's looking to make his way back on the court as soon as possible. But Shay, Daniel Aina comes off, get a little bit of time. The Knights are in a huddle right now in the middle of the court. If you're the leaders on this Knights team, what are you telling your guys? You're down 20-18 behind the Saints of Marymount.
Well, you know, you're getting towards the end of the first set. I think the leaders of this team just need to tell some of the younger guys to just, you know, they've been in this spot before and they've come back from it. So just push through and win these next few points.
Wise words, Shay. We'll see if Southern Virginia can hear you as they look to take the lead back from the Saints of Marymount. They're down 20-18. Still the first set. Back to serve, Miles Olson. Noel Recca-Barn taking full advantage of that poor serve from Olson. Recca-Barn putting a point up for the Knights in emphatic fashion.
Chris, that is exactly the energy and what the Knights needed right there to get the momentum and the energy back on their side.
Southern Virginia looking to respond. Tagaloa looking for the block, and instead that one falls. That block just falls a little shy out of bounds. Marymount moves up 21-19. And now back to serve for Marymount, number 3, Chris Manganiello. Chris Manganiello. Manganiello's first serve right into the net. Service error goes up for Marymount, and a point goes on the board for Southern Virginia. Noel Recca-Barn back to serve for Southern Virginia.
And Chris Recca-Barn has 2 service aces here so far.
2 of the Knights' 5 service aces on tonight. Great dig by Olson. Hit from Shahan goes off the hands of a couple of Southern Virginia players. Marymount up 22-20.
Now serving for the Saints, number 4.
And now back to serve for the Saints, number 4, Joseph Zanalotti. Zanalotti, a junior from Buffalo, New York. Zanalotti serve into the net. Knights stay alive, down by 1.
Back to serve for Southern Virginia, number 10, Colby Wilson.
Colby Wilson back to serve for Southern Virginia. Colby Wilson with a service ace on tonight. No Southern Virginia players could get a hand on that one. Number 24, James Knight, bringing the hammer down for the Saints.
Serving for the Saints, number 7, Eric Wiles. And checking back in for Marymount, number 20, Sam Safely.
Sam Safley checking back into the game for Marymount. Back to serve, number 7, Eric Wiles. Cougar Clark gets that one to fall. Keeps Southern Virginia in it. Knights down by 1. Back to serve for Southern Virginia, number 8, Kaipo Tagaloa. Tagaloa picking up the service ace. Got a little bit of help from the net. Knights don't care. They bring it equal 23-23, and timeout taken by head coach Dan Liberto of the Marymount Saints.
And Chris, that last service ace for Tagaloa gives him a service ace to go along with his 9 assists here tonight.
Tagaloa 9 assists in his last game against Mount St. Joseph. Tagaloa picked up, he almost made it to 30 assists on that game, had 26 on the night. He is so valuable to this Knights team, and you could almost say he's the reason for the great numbers and great success of the great outside hitters of this Knights team. Now, Ulrika Barn, Cougar Clark, Mark Stapley. The names go on and on. Tagaloa gets the ball where it needs to be for them to put it down and have a high hit percentage. Knights now tied up 23-23. If you're head coach Dan Liberto of Marymount Saints, you watch this Knights team come back in the last couple of points. What can you do to stop them from really taking the lead? And if you're head coach Tom Peters of the Knights, what can you do to ensure that the momentum stays in your favor?
Well, for the Knights, they just need to keep doing what they did on these last 3 points. They've had a lot of success between blocking and the sets from Tagaloa up to Recca-Barn. and Clark, and then Tagaloa serves as well. They just need to keep doing what they've been doing.
Back to serve for the Knights, number 8.
Now back to serve for Southern Virginia, number 8, Kaipo Tagaloa. Tagaloa already has a service ace on tonight. Owns one of the Knights' 7 service aces here in the beginning of this first set. Teams tied up 23-23. Whoever takes this point will get an opportunity at set point. Took a little time. Photographers in the way. Game underway. Knights attack on the way. Tagaloa. Rekha Baran bringing it down. Knights take the lead 24-23. Knights have a chance at set point. Tagaloa back to serve for Southern Virginia. Set point for the Knights. Attack by Marymount. Just goes off the hands of Mitch Usovich. Spiked down by number 15, Remington Shahan. So Shahan picks up a kill on that last one. Brings it even 24 all. Remington Shahan tonight already has a service ace, along with his 3 kills on the night. Here comes the Knight attack. Rekha Baran putting another one down in his name. Knights take a 1-point lead.
And Chris, that gives Rekha Baran 5 kills now to go along with 2 service aces.
Rekha Baran 5 kills, 2 service aces, and hitting .333 on his hit percentage. So Rekha Baran in his first game back from injury, making his presence known. Knights can't pick up that one either. Marymount brings it 25 all. Knights have had 2 set point opportunities.
Back to serve for the Saints.
Now back to serve for the Saints, number 24, James Knight. See what the Knights can do here. Had to 3 it over, Cougar Clark. Great dig by Ina. Knights attack on their way. Just falls out of bounds. Point goes to the Saints of Marymount. And Marymount will get their first set point opportunity in the first set. Here this matchup between the Saints of Marymount and the Knights of Southern Virginia. James Knight to serve again. Knights attack underway. Rekha Baran will not be denied. Knights stay in it. Bring it 26 all.
Chris, Noel Rekha Baran has caught fire here late in the first set. Now hitting .400 on the hitting percentage with 6 kills.
Spiked by James Knight. Too strong. Point goes to the Knights. And Southern Virginia gets another set point. Back to serve, Mitch Usovich.
Now serving for the set, number 7, Mitch Usovich.
Set point, Usovich. Falls just in for Mitch Usovich. Knights pick up another service ace as well as the first set. Knights move up 1-0 against the Saints of Marymount off the great serve by Mitch Usovich. And Shea with that last service ace brings the Knights total to 6, and we're just starting the second set.
You're exactly right, Chris. Service aces is the story of the first set, for the Knights, with Cougar Clark having, Noel Rekha Baran having 2, and Cougar Clark, Colby Wilson, Mitch Usovich, and Kaipo Tagaloa each having 1, adding to that 6. Serving was a huge success for the Knights in that first set.
Absolutely was. And Shay, just for a little bit of reference, Knights average 1.51 service aces per set. And in that first set alone here against the Saints of Marymount, they pick up 6. So you'd expect it to slow down at some point. But while you have this momentum from service, just keep riding it.
Basketball hoop. You will see student government with an announcement. Braden Liu was a loyal friend and dedicated volleyball player at SVU. Last summer, Braden tragically passed away following a work-related accident. To honor Braden, the Southern Virginia Student Association established a scholarship fund in his memory. To fund this scholarship, they are selling Braden Liu t-shirts for $15. These shirts can be purchased from the booth currently set up between the bleachers, where members of student government will happily assist you in purchasing a shirt. If you would like to give a charitable donation to honor Braden's name and legacy, please inquire at the booth. Go Knights!
Just heard there during the break, the Student Government Association here at Southern Virginia University selling t-shirts in honor of beloved volleyball teammate and friend Braden Liu, who tragically passed away this summer. And Shay, it's at times like these where you remember life is more than sports. There's so much to it. Take the time you have with your friends and family, and don't waste it, because you don't know how much time you actually have.
You're exactly right, and the Knights will definitely be playing for him, and it'll help push them into their matches for the rest of the season, and it'll be a huge motivation for them going out throughout the season.
You have to think it'll definitely be a fire in their bellies, not just today in this game against the Saints of Marymount, but the entire season. Now Southern Virginia makes their way back onto the court. We hope that fire that we mentioned earlier will be swelling underneath the feet and in the hearts of all these Southern Virginia players. Looking to continue their streak so far. They took that first set, looking to bring that fire and momentum deep and into the second. No new faces on the court right now for Southern Virginia and the Knights. And the same goes for the Saints of Marymount. A little bit of confusion on the court right now on the Knights side of things. Mitch Yusevich makes his way to the bench, and Daniel Aina comes in for Southern Virginia. Daniel Aina, the great libero for this Knight squad, always able to provide a dig and a defensive stop no matter where he is on the court.
You're exactly right. The effort and the hustle that he shows on every play while he's out there. He just puts his entire heart into it and gives everything that he can, leaves everything on the court.
Daniel Aina in the top 30 in the nation for digs per set. Now as action gets back underway, number 2, Irvin Harrell to start things off for Marymount. That hit coming off the hands of Cougar Clark. First point of the second set goes to the Saints of Marymount. That ball hitting the ceiling on the side of the Saints of Marymount. So the point goes to Southern Virginia, and the Knights tied up 1-1. Back to serve for Southern Virginia, number 12, Noel Rekabaran. Block goes down, Colby Wilson, and Cougar Clark picking up the block for Southern Virginia. And Shea, one of the very few blocks we've seen so far for Southern Virginia. That's their second one of the night. Rekabaran, another chance at service. That serve too strong. Point goes up on the board for Marymount. serve falls in for number 4, Joseph Zanalotti. So Zanalotti picks up his first service ace of the night. And the Saints of Marymount now with 3 service aces, beginning of this second set. Attack by the Knights. Colby Wilson getting that one to fall in his favor. Wilson brings it 3-all.
And Colby Wilson now has 3 kills with a perfect hit percentage.
Now Wilson back to serve for Southern Virginia. Blocked down by a host of Knights. Number 7, Mitch Yusevich, and Cougar Clark picking that one up for Southern Virginia.
Wilson back to serve again.
Shahan able to bring that one down strong. Keep it 4-all. Back to serve now for the Saints. Number 7, Eric Wiles. Senior from Virginia Beach, Virginia. Wiles service into the net. Point Knights. Back to serve now for Southern Virginia, Kaipo Tagaloa. Tagaloa already picked up a service ace tonight. That serve not falling in Tagaloa's favor, out of bounds. Point goes up for the Saints of Marymount. Now checking in for Marymount, that is number 10, Miles Olson, and checking out number 1, the libero, Kyle Marcolo Gattasi. That service from Shahan falls out of bounds. Knights take the lead 6-5.
Back to serve for the Knights, number 1, Cougar Clark.
And just like that, Remington Shahan makes his way to the bench, and Kyle Marcolo Gattasi comes back into the game. But back to serve for the Knights, Cougar Clark. Cougar Clark picking up the service ace off a beauty down the right line. So Cougar Clark picks up his second service ace of the night, and he has another chance at service. Make it 3 for Cougar Clark. Cougar Clark, 3 service aces so far tonight.
And that makes 8 for the Knights.
Again, we mentioned earlier, Knights only average 1.5 aces per set, and they already have 8, and it's just the beginning of the second set. Cougar Clark back to serve again for Southern Virginia. That one too strong by Cougar Clark. So after 2 service aces in a row, Knights give the ball back to the Saints of Marymount, and back to serve for them, number 10, Miles Olson. Miles Olson, a freshman standing at 6'1" from Fresno, California. I apologize, they handed the ball off. It's number 24, James Knight, the senior from Chesapeake, Virginia. So maybe we'll get to see Olson another time. Killed down, Noel Recavaran picking another one up for the Knights.
And Chris, Recavaran gets a little bit more on his hits because he winds up his arm before hitting it. So his hits have a lot of power on them.
Now Recavaran has 7 kills on the night, over 400 hitting percentage. So great showing by Noel Recavaran, his first game back from injury. Knights attack underway, Tagaloa. Great dig. It was a great effort by Mark Stapley. They'll just call it a double hit coming off his hand too many times.
Serving for Marymount, number 10, Miles Olson.
Now we get to see Miles Olson back to serve, the freshman from Fresno, California. Recavaran with another kill in his name. Brings the Knights up by 3 and moves his kill tally to 8.
Now serving for the Knights, number 4, Mark Stapley.
And now we have Mark Stapley back to serve for Southern Virginia. Spike goes down good for number 17, Evan Flesher. So Flesher put the point on the board, and now we'll walk to the bench. And number 2, Irvin Harrell. We're coming for him. Irvin Harrell, a freshman standing at 6 foot tall from Cheektowaga, New York. Miscommunication by the Knights goes off the hands of Colby Wilson. Knights still lead 10-9. Irvin Harrell now. Colby Wilson putting it down. Colby Wilson putting one another in his name. Now he has 4 kills on tonight. 4 kills on tonight and 100% hitting percentage. Everything is falling for the senior Colby Wilson.
Now serving for the Knights.
But now serving for Southern Virginia, number 12, Noel Reckabaron. Noel has 2 service aces on the night. That service from Reckabaron into that, so ball goes back to Marymount.
Back to serve for the Saints, number 4, Joseph Zanolotti.
And now back to serve for Marymount, number 4, Joseph Zanolotti. Colby Wilson, what more can you say? 5 for 5, everything falling for senior Colby Wilson.
Back to serve for the Knights, number 10, Colby Wilson.
Colby Wilson looking to extend his string of excellence. Now back to serve for the Knights. Cougar Clark picking up that one, goes off the hands of number 15, Remington Shahan.
And Chris, in the Knights' last match against Mount St. Joseph, Cougar Clark and Colby Wilson were the talk of that match with Reckabaron out. And they really stepped up in place of Noel Reckabaron.
That spike falls in for the Saints of Marymount.
Serving for Marymount, number 7.
Now back to serve for them. Number 7, this is Eric Wiles. Cougar Clark gets that one to fall. Number 1, Kyle Marcala-Gattasi trying to get a hand on it. Too strong coming off the hands from of the senior from Centerville, Ohio.
Serving for the Knights, number 8, Taipo Tagaloa.
Now Tagaloa back to serve for the Knights, and we mentioned it before, Shea Tagaloa, 1 service ace on the night. That spike coming down from number 15, Remington Shahan, just bounces off the hands of Mitch Yusevich. So the Saints pick up another. They bring it 12-14, and now back to serve for them, number 15, Remington Shahan. Stapley not getting that one to fall. Saints bring it within 1.
Shahan back to serve again.
Shahan getting another serve. Too strong from Remington Shahan.
Out, point Knights. Cougar Clark back to serve.
So now Cougar Clark back to serve for Southern Virginia, and Shea, he has 3 service aces on tonight. Absolutely an amazing job from service by Cougar Clark. That one goes to the net, coming off the hand of Eric Wiles. Southern Virginia picks a point, and Cougar Clark with
Clark back to serve again.
a second attempt at service. Great dig, Tagaloa. Tagaloa another dig, and that one unfortunate for the Knights, hitting the light fixtures here at Knight Arena. They call it a barn for a reason, Shay. The ceiling here is so low, and it usually plays to the Knight advantage because they're so used to playing here, but that time not going in the Knights' favor.
That was just very unfortunate. A great dig by Tagaloa. Just very unfortunate to hit the light fixture.
Now back to serve for the Saints. Number 24, James Knight. Dig by Cougar Clark. Blocked down. Mark Stapley and Mitch Yusevich getting hands on that one. Some substitutions coming in now for the Saints of Marymount. Number 4, Joseph Zanalotti checking his way back into this game. Mitch Yusevich to serve for the Knights. Spike coming up with hand number 17, Evan Fresher, much too strong. Point Knights. Timeout taken by head coach Dan Liberto of Marymount. Shea, Knights lead 18-14 off the great all-around play for really every area on the court. Not much more you can say other than perfect so far for Southern Virginia.
Yeah, you're exactly right. All the Knights do is just need to continue what they've been doing, as they've had perfect hits by Colby Wilson, Noel Rekabar, and Cougar Clark, and perfect setting by Kaipo Tagaloa, as he has 19 assists here already in the second set.
And Shea, so far for both squads, Noel Rekabaran leading in kills and really in all points. Has 8 kills on tonight, only 3 errors, 333 hitting percentage, also 2 service aces. Noel Rekabaran has been absolutely everywhere, but that's really everyone on this Knights team so far. If you took the third, or Colby Wilson, the person who has the third most amount of kills on this team, they'd be the leader in kills if you put them on Marymount's squad.
You're exactly right. And Rekabaran has been all over it. In his first match back from injury, he's not looking like he misses a beat at all out there tonight.
Noel Rekabaran hopping right back into his stride. We hope that it continues. Knights take the floor here the second set. They lead 18-14 over top of the Saints of Marymount. And getting things back started to be serviced by Mitch Yusevich.
Number 7, Mitch Yusevich.
Yusevich, the senior from Gilbert, Arizona, to serve. Knights almost picking up another service ace there, but instead get an opportunity to attack Tagaloa. Mark Stapley right into the hands of Kyle McCullough-Gatasi. Nothing the freshman from Ashburn, Virginia could do about that one. Point Knights.
And Chris, that was a great read of the defense by Tagaloa to set it up to Stapley, and a great hit right back at the face of the Saints player.
Yusevich now. Knights attack underway. Tagaloa. Spike down by Mark Stapley, just wide, so point goes on the board for Marymount. Still a 4-point game as Daniel Aina checks into this game for Mitch Yusevich. And also number 19, Kyle Kaiser, checking into this game for the Saints of Marymount. Service number 10, Miles Olsen. Another service error going in favor of the Knights. They take a 5-point lead over top of the Saints.
Back to serve for SVU, number 4, Mark Stapley.
Service by Stapley, too strong. 4-point game.
Checking in for the Saints, Kyle Kaiser and Irvin Harrell.
So head coach Don Liberto electing to sub in 2 players for his squad. Number 2, Irvin Harrell coming into the game. Also number 7, Eric Wiles. Tagaloa getting the better of that one. He was met by number 19, Kyle Kaiser. Tagaloa, who stands at 6'1", able to get the upper hand over Kyle Kaiser, who stands tall at 6'6". Noel Rickabarn back to serve for Southern Virginia. That one almost making its way over the net, Shea, after hitting the top of it. So then will be a service error that goes down for Rickabarn and the Knights. And now back to serve for the Saints, number 4, Joseph Zanalotti. Zanalotti again, the 6'2" junior from Buffalo, New York. Colby Wilson able to get that one. Comes off the hands of number 7, Eric Wiles, as well as Remington Shahan. It'll go down as a kill for Colby Wilson.
Wilson is back to serve.
Cougars Clark off the assist for Noel Rickabarn. 2 outside hitters getting that one to fall. Another timeout will be taken by Coach Dan Liberto of the Marymount Saints. And Shea, Knights up 23-17, pulling away here in the second set. What can you attribute that to? Is there one thing, or is it a multitude of things?
I'd say it's a multitude of things. The blocking, the setting, the hitting, the serves. It's just been every piece of the Knights game so far in this set. And everything's just coming together. And I think the Knights are playing as good as ever right here in the second set.
Knights proving why they're considered one of the top teams in the nation. Again, ranked 10th in the nation. And Shea, you mentioned blocks. I want to take a little bit of time to kind of pick that apart. The Saints of Marymount ended the first set with 5 blocks. Can you guess how many they have now?
None.
They stay at 5. They haven't picked up any blocks here in this second set. And the Knights,
none in this set.
Knights in that first set only had 1. They've picked up 3 here in the second set, almost bringing it equal with the Saints of Marymount. You mentioned the blocks. You mentioned the hitting percentage. We still see Colby Wilson boasting 100%. Everything falling for him so far. You're right. It's a multitude of things the Knights have picked up in the areas where they've been weak earlier in this game, like blocks and service. Serving for the Knights has been the key so far in this game. Again, they have 8 service aces so far in this game.
Back to serve for the Knights, number 10, Colby Wilson.
Get the action started again for Southern Virginia. Number 10, Colby Wilson, taking the service duties. Cougar Clark got his hands off that one, just too strong, coming from number 24, James Knight of the Saints. Now back to serve for the Saints, number 7, Eric Wiles. Eric Wiles prepared to serve. The Saints know they're in a tight spot. But one more point, the Knights have an opportunity at set point.
Service error.
Service from Wiles goes into the net, so another service error goes down for the Saints of Marymount, brings their total to 9. Set point for the Knights, and back to serve, Kaipo Tagaloa. Knights with an opportunity to take set number 2. Couldn't get a hand on that one. Number 24, James Knight, punching it down for the Saints. James Knight now with 4 kills on the night. James Knight, 4 kills and 5 blocks. Has had a hand in every single one of the blocks that the Saints have had in this game. So Saints make it 19-24, and back to serve for them, Remington Shahan. Rickabarn with the trickery on that last play. They'll say it's a point for the Saints of Marymount.
Serving again for the Saints, Remington Shahan.
Remington Shahan will take his way back. It looks like on that last play, Shay, that Rickabarn's foot just going on the underside of the net inside Saints territory. So now Remington Shahan back to serve. It's a 4-point game. Great dig, Aina. Cougar Clark getting that one to fall, putting it through the strong hands of Evan Flesher and Sam Safley. So Cougar Clark and the Knights take set number 2, 25-20 over top of the Saints of Marymount. And Shea headed in this break. Head coach Tom Peterson has to be thrilled with the way that his Knights have played, especially late in that second set.
You're exactly right. Everything was working for the Knights late in the second set. They were firing on all cylinders. Everything was falling. And just a perfect end to the second set for the Knights.
Great input, Shea. And with that, we'll take a break here between the second and third set. We thank you so much for joining us on the Knights Sports Network. And we'll see you as hopefully the third and final set for Southern Virginia gets underway. Thank you so much.
SVU fans, remember to buy your Braden Liu Scholarship t-shirt at the student government booth between the bleachers. And be sure to wear them to the men's volleyball game versus Liberty this Saturday. There will be a Braden Liu whiteout. Go Knights!
We welcome you back to the 9 Arena as our coverage of men's volleyball continues as the number 10, or the 10th team in the nation, Southern Virginia Knights, take on the Saints of Marymount. Knights up 2-0, and hopefully what is the third and final set. Again, Chris Fly alongside Shay Maloof. And Shay, your Marymount so far, you've dropped 2 sets to this really hot team. What can you do to at least get back and take a set away from Southern Virginia?
Well, first they got to get the momentum on their side, because since the first set, they really haven't had the momentum on their side. So they need like a big point to get the energy up and to get the momentum back on their side of the ball.
Action will get started again. Cougar Clark back to serve for Southern Virginia, and what hopefully is again the third and final set. Cougar Clark, 3 service aces so far tonight, looking to add to his tally and add to the Knights' tally of 8 so far in this match. Clark adding to his tally, 4 service aces for Cougar Clark. That block just going off the hands of Mark Stapley, so the Saints bring it up 1-all.
Checking into the game for the Saints, number 2, Urban Harrow. Harrow back to serve.
Cougar Clark spiking it down. Knights go up 2-1. Back to serve now for Southern Virginia, number 7, Mitch Yusevich. Couldn't get a hand on that one. Strong spike by number 24, James Knight. James Knight of the Marymount now bringing his tally up to 5 kills on the night and 5 blocks.
But Chris, a good diving effort on that last play by Cougar Clark.
Well, Shay, you don't get where the Knights are if you don't risk absolutely everything and play 100% night in and night out. Now back to serve for the Saints, number 4, Joseph Zanalotti. Knights attack. Noel Rekha Baran putting his name on the scorecard yet again. Brings the Knights up by 1.
Checking into the game for the Knights, number 15, Cooper Anderson.
Now checking in the game for Southern Virginia, number 15, Cooper Anderson. Anderson comes in for Mark Stapley, and like he does when Anderson comes in, immediately behind the line for service. First serve by Cooper Anderson, just a little bit too strong, brings this game equal, 3-all.
Back to serve for the Saints, number 7.
Now back to serve for the Saints, number 7, Eric Wiles. That one not falling for Cougar Clark. Point Marymount. Cougar Clark getting that one to fall. Too strong for the hands of Eric Wiles. So Cougar Clark moves up to 8 kills on the night, as well as 1 assist and 4 service aces, along with 3 digs. Now back to serve for Southern Virginia, number 12, Noel Rekha Baran. Excuse me, the last one. Cougar Clark now with 9 kills, ties it up with Noel Rekha Baran, who's now serving for the Knights. Daniel Aino there for the dig, just goes off the back of his hand. Point goes to Marymount. Back to serve for the Saints, number 15, Remington Shahan.
And Chris Remington Shahan leading the Saints with 6 kills on a 714 hit percentage.
Remington Shahan getting it done so far for the Saints. It's a wonder why they're not targeting him more with the great hit percentage he has. You mentioned that 714. See if they do that in the coming couple of points. Reckabar just able to get it over, but now the Knights on defense. Cooper Anderson got down to get that one again. James Knight bringing the hammer down with the right hand. James Knight been one of the only players for Marymount that has given the Knights an awful lot of trouble in every aspect of the game. Now Remington Shahan back to serve again for Marymount. This one playable. Blocked down. Tag team of Kaipo Tagaloa and Colby Wilson bringing that one down for Southern Virginia. Now checking in this game, number 7, Mitch Yusevich, and Colby Wilson will be back to serve for Southern Virginia. Colby Wilson, 1 service ace on the night. And we mentioned it before, Colby Wilson hitting .857 on the night. So Wilson picks up another point for Southern Virginia, bring them 6-all, and Colby Wilson get another chance at service. Hit by Eric Wiles goes into the net, so Southern Virginia takes the lead 7-6 over top of Marymount, and Colby Wilson will get a 3rd straight opportunity behind the line. That serve by Wilson just goes into the net, so it ties it up 7-7.
Serving for the Saints, number 24, James Knight.
Back to serve now for the Saints, number 24, James Knight. Yusevich gets one to fall. Mitch Yusevich gets his first spike to fall of the night. Mitch Yusevich breaking the cold streak he's been in on that aspect of the game.
Back to serve for SVU.
Back to serve for Southern Virginia, number 8, Kaipo Tagaloa. Serve for Tagaloa goes into the net. Another service error for Southern Virginia. Bring their total of 14 on the night. But again, Shea, those 14 service errors come along with 10 service aces. Stapley able to get that one down, going up the hands of number 7, Eric Wiles. So Mark Stapley gets his name on the board and puts a point on the board for Southern Virginia. Stapley now 4 kills on the night.
And Chris, that also brings Tagaloa's assist numbers up to 27. So again, he has almost 30 in this match.
Net violation against number 17, Evan Flesher of the Saints. Point Southern Virginia, and Shea, you mentioned the great assist numbers being put up by Kaipo Tagaloa. We mentioned it before in this broadcast. Kaipo Tagaloa in the top 10 in the nation in assists per set, average right around 9.69. You said today in this game has 27. Chalk another one up for Kaipo Tagaloa. That one goes off the hand of Mark Stapley. So Tagaloa again getting assist. This time Mark Stapley getting the kill in the end of it. Back to serve, Cougar Clark. Service by Cougar Clark, too strong. Point goes on the board for Marymount. Bring it 9-11. A couple of players now checking in for Dan Liberto's squad. Number 15, Remington Shahan, and number 2, Irvin Harrell. Mitch Yushevich, that one going off the hands of a couple Saints players. So Yushevich puts another one on the board, and so does Southern Virginia. They now lead by 3.
Back to serve for the Knights is Mitch Yushevich.
That one comes off with number 15, Remington Shahan, getting that one to fall for Marymount.
Serving for Marymount, number
Chris,
4, Joseph
Remington
Sandoval.
Shahan is the spark of this Marymount Saints team here tonight. He's just been all over the court between serves and kills.
There's one player that the Saints and Marymount need to ride. It is number 15, Remington Shahan. You mentioned his number 7 kills on the night, 1 service ace, 2 digs, and 750 hitting percentage. So efficient when he's given the opportunity to put one down for the Saints. Usually gets the job done. We mentioned it before. Why aren't head coach Dan Liberto and the Saints targeting Shahan just a little bit more? Knights looking to defend. Tagaloa faking everyone out. Looks like he was going to go for Wilson. Instead, win for the gold. Puts a point up for Southern Virginia. And timeout taken by head coach Dan Liberto of the Marymount Saints. And Tagaloa now with 30 assists on the night. 30 assists and 1 kill. So we mentioned Tagaloa, his success, and how much he brings to this team. You think if you're a player like Paul Clark and Noel Recabarn, it must be so assuring that you have someone like Tagaloa that can put the ball in the perfect position for you to spike it down.
You're exactly right, Chris. And he has such a perfect vision to read the defense of every team that they play and to get the sets away from the box, and perfect sets at that his frontline hitters can put it down.
Such an asset for head coach of Southern Virginia, Tom Peterson. See them there on your screen in the gray jacket. Head coach Tom Peterson for this team, so crucial. A seasoned vet when it comes to coaching men's volleyball. Been with this program a number of years now and was able to lead them on their historic run last year with a cracked national ranking for the first time. He's turned this squad from just a couple guys that like playing volleyball into a national contender, and he has to have a level, just a giant part in that. Cooper Anderson back to serve. Great dig, Daniel Aina off balance. Knights keep it alive. Spike down. That's Remington Shahan getting another one on the board for the Marymount Saints. 3-point game.
And Chris, that's a tough one for the Knights because they were all out of position on getting that last ball back over, and they were still trying to reposition themselves when that last one went over for the Saints.
Tagaloa. Three can't be hit over by Marymount. So a point goes to Southern Virginia, and Colby Wilson continues the epic streak he's put on so far, especially in the last 2 sets. Back to serve now for Southern Virginia, number 12, Noel Recabarren. Recabarren, a sophomore, standing at 6'2" from San Juan, Argentina. Spike down, number 24, James Knight getting the better of Southern Virginia there. Still a 3-point game.
Remington Shahan, back for Marymount.
We got a jumper!
That one hits the ceiling on Saints' side of the floor. So now Knights take the lead up to 4, and back to serve number 10, Colby Wilson.
Back to serve.
Served by Wilson, just a little bit too strong. Point Saints. Now Wilson checks out of this game, and number 14, Daniel Aina, makes his way in. Daniel Aina, a senior, the libero, sending a 5 for 11 from Hilo, Hawaii. I mentioned it before, he is top 30 in the nation for digs per set. A great asset for Tom Peterson in this team on the defensive side. Rekha Barn couldn't get a full hand on that one. Southern Virginia's lead cut to 2.
Back to serve for the Saints, number 24, James Knight.
James Knight now back to serve for Marymount. Service ace by James Knight. Cougar Clark got some hands on the end of that one. Just too strong of a serve by James Knight. Brings this lead of the Knights within 1. Shay, we mentioned it earlier in the broadcast. If the Knights can get a hold of this third and hopefully final set, they'll move their win streak from 7 to 8 and relegate Marymount to 6 and 7. And James Knight picking up another service ace for Marymount. Now it's 2 service aces on the night, both of them coming within the last couple of points. James Knight again. That one doesn't fall for Marymount. Ball back with the Knights. See if they can take this shift of momentum and make something of it. Back to serve, number 8, Kaipo Tagaloa. Mark Stapley makes his way back onto the floor for Southern Virginia. Again, Tagaloa back to serve. Knights lead 17-16. And what hopefully is the third and final set for Southern Virginia. Serves from Tagaloa just wide. Marymount brings it equal.
Back for Marymount, number 10, Miles Olson.
Back to serve now for the Saints, number 10, Miles Olson. Cougar Clark putting it right down past the hands of Miles Olson. So Cougar Clark puts the Knights on the board. They take their lead back 18-17. And that moves Cougar Clark to 10 kills so far on this game.
And that comes on another great set and assist by Kaipo Tagaloa.
Great dig, Tagaloa able to get it over. Knights stay alive. Cougar Clark not able to get a hand on that one. But the heart is shown by Tagaloa and Cougar Clark diving for it, risking life and limb to try to get to that ball to make sure the Knights pull it out. Back to serve for Marymount, number 2, Irvin Harrell. Marymount mounted a comeback in the last couple of points. Knights looking to overturn that as soon as they possibly can. Irvin Harrell. Cougar Clark, that spike goes into the net, so Marymount takes the first lead of this third set, 19-18, over the top of the Knights of Southern Virginia. Irvin Harrell back to serve again for the Saints. Harrell serve goes into the net, so Marymount gets the lead, and the Knights bring it back equal. Now checking in this game, number 2, Colby Wilson.
And Chris, Harrell being a freshman, that's a pretty high-pressure situation for a first-year player to be coming into, but great experience for him going forward.
High-pressure situation for anyone. So go from a freshman server to a senior server in Mitch Yusevich. Blocked by Stapley, and Wilson just falls out of bounds. Marymount takes lead yet again, 2019. Over top of the Knights of Southern Virginia. Now back to serve, number 4, Joseph Zanalati. We'll see what the senior from Buffalo, New York has in store on this serve. Tagaloa. Rekha Barn. They'll give the point to the Knights. Rekha Barn. They'll say that ball came off the hands, rather the fingertips of number 15, Remington Shahan. Knights bring it back equal, 20-20. discussion between the officials on that last call, and they'll reverse it. They'll give the point to the Saints of Marymount after first deliberating, giving it to Southern Virginia. So Marymount now takes the 2-point lead, 21-19. Back to serve, number 4, Joseph Zanolati. Play by the Knights, Tagaloa. Colby Wilson not getting a full hand on that one. Now the Knights on defense. Reckabarn puts it down. Knights bring it within 1. Noel Reckabarn moving his tally up to 11 kills on the night.
Number 15, Cooper Anderson.
Cooper Anderson back to serve for Southern Virginia. Too far over the net for Colby Wilson's liking. He spikes that one back down in the Saints' faces. Knights bring it back equal 21-21. And Colby Wilson, 7 kills on the night on 700 hitting percentage. Blocked by Tagaloa, Knights still in it. Spike down, number 15, Remington Shahan getting his name on the boards yet again. Moves his kill tally up to 9 on almost 800 hitting percentage.
Serving for the Saints, number 7, Eric Wiles.
Now back to serve for Southern Virginia, number 7, Eric Wiles. Reckabarn gets that one on the board for the Knights. That one goes off the hands of number 15, Remington Shahan, and James Knight of the Marymount Saints. Knights keep it equal, 22-22. Now back to serve, Noel Reckabarn.
Back to serve for the Knights, number 12, Noel Reckabarn.
2 service aces already on the night for Reckabarn. He'll look to add another one to his tally. Hit out of bounds by James Knight. Point goes to Southern Virginia. Knights lead 23-22. They take the lead back from Marymount. And timeout taken by Dan Liberto of the Marymount Saints. And Shea, here in this timeout taken by Dan Liberto. You're the head coach of the Marymount Saints. You pulled up a great comeback against the Knights, but it seems like the Knights in Southern Virginia are coming back with a full head of steam. What can you do to kind of deflate their spirits at this point?
I would ride the hot hand of Remington Shahan with a hitting percentage of 800. He's just, everything is falling for him. And he has 9 kills and a service ace. They need to ride him. They need to target him towards the end of the third set here, because he hasn't been targeted as much as he should be, because like we said, he's hot.
And Shay, on the other side of things, if you're head coach Tom Peterson of Southern Virginia, what can you do? What can you tell your guys to help them continue to ride this momentum, ride the hot hand, and pull it out in this third set?
Well, they need to keep riding the hot hand of Colby Wilson, who also has a hitting percentage of 800. He's been on top of everything, also with 2 service aces. He just has a great read of the Saints defense, as well as Tagaloa. So they just need to keep going to him.
Back to serve now for Southern Virginia, number 12, Noel Reckabarn. This serve for an opportunity at match point. Knights looking for a double hit on that last call against Shahan. Don't get it. Knights on the offensive attack. They'll call a double hit on that one. Noel Reckabarn picking up that error. It's 23-23.
Back for the Saints, number 15.
Back to serve now for Marymount. Number 15, Remington Shahan. You mentioned Shay. He's been the hot hand so far for the Saints. See what he can do here. Tagaloa so close to getting that one to fall for Southern Virginia, but now the Knights not in a savory position for them, looking down the barrel of a set point for the Saints of Marymount. Remington Shahan, set point opportunity for the Saints. Killed down the low Reckabarn, keeping Southern Virginia in it. He ties it up 24-all. Reckabarn moving his tally now. 12 kills, 400 hitting percentage, 2 service aces, 1 assist, and 1 dig. Noel Reckabarn has been absolutely everywhere. Colby Wilson back to serve for Southern Virginia. James Knight catching a hand on that one. Came too far over net for his liking. He spikes it back down. Another set point opportunity for the Saints of Marymount. And back to serve James Knight. James Knight, 2 service aces on tonight. James Knight. Way too strong from James Knight. So after having a great day from behind the line, that one being sent into orbit. Knights have another opportunity. It's 25-25 and back to serve for Southern Virginia, number 8, Kaipo Tagaloa. Playable. Great dig, Tagaloa. Knights still in it. Knights on defense. Spike by number 17, Evan Flesher, too strong. Southern Virginia up 26-25. Now match point opportunity for Kaipo Tagaloa and the Southern Virginia Knights. 26-25 over top of the Saints of Marymount. Too strong by Kaipo Tagaloa. Can't get that one to fall. Now 26-all. Back to serve now. This is Olsen. Falls just inside on the bottom right corner for Olsen. Marymount takes the lead 27-26 over top of the Southern Virginia Knights. Set point opportunity for the Saints of Marymount. Playable by the Knights. Knights have to stay in it. Tagaloa. Cougar Clark gets that one, bring the Knights 27-all.
And Chris, the senior Cougar Clark with plenty of experience in these sort of situations does a great job there coming in clutch for his team.
Cougar Clark. Good serve in. Blocked back down. Mitch Yusevich with a clutch block for Southern Virginia. Another match point opportunity for the Knights. Back to serve, Cougar Clark. Cougar Clark now, he has 4 service aces on the night. Be great to have one to bring the Knights winning streak to 8. Cougar Clark. Saved by the Knights, still in it. Reckabarn wins it for Southern Virginia. Too strong for the hands of any of the Saints of Marymount University. So Knights pull away in this one. They win in the 3rd and final set, 29-27 over top of the Saints of Marymount and continue their winning streak, bring it to 8 in a row. 3 of these being in 3 straight sets.
Knights fans, before you leave, be sure to buy a Braden Lou Scholarship t-shirt from Student Government at the booth between the bleachers. And be sure to wear them to the men's volleyball game versus Liberty this Saturday. There will be a Braden Lou whiteout. Thank you for coming tonight, and go Knights!
So the Knights move their winning streak to 8 games in a row and relegate the Saints of Marymount now to a losing record, make them 6 of 7 on the season, and the Southern Virginia Knights move to 11-1. Colby had a great game today. Everything you touch absolutely turned to gold. What was going through your head when you're hitting such a high hit percentage?
It was just for the team, I guess. You know, like we practice this every day, inside and out. You know, like every set, and it just kind of came together today. You know, the sets were there. Keipo did his job. He does a really good job at seeing the block on the other side, sees where the blockers go, and knows where to set it. So he's the one that gets me where I need to go. So.
All right, Colby, your team's now moved to 8 games, a win streak in a row. What can you attribute that to?
Just our grit. You know, we have things going on, you know, like everybody does. There are things going on personally in our lives, through the team, everything, and we just push through it, and we get it done on the court.
All right, Colby, thank you so much. Go enjoy this one. Now, head coach Tom Peterson of the Southern Virginia Knights. Coach, I'm going to ask you a similar question to Colby. Your team's now moved to 8 games in a row, this winning streak. What can you attribute that to?
Well, we're a pretty good team. And the guys are now, we have 3 or 4 seniors. The leadership, especially under pressure, you saw that tonight. We were down a few points under pressure, come back and win. It gives me less hair than what I have now, but the leadership on our team really it's remarkable.
All right, Coach, you had such a turnaround between last game and this game in terms of serving. Was that an emphasis in your practices between last game and this one?
Well, we're in our home, and we kind of know how to serve here. The ceiling, you know, and the atmosphere. I will tell you that I think our crowd is always worth a few points, and I want to thank the crowd for all their excitement and all, especially under pressure points right there at the end. But I think that our team, the maturity plus the crowd, I think gives us a bunch of points.
All right, Coach, thank you so much. I'll let you enjoy this one. And that'll bring the Knights to an 8-game winning streak, make it 8 in a row for the Southern Virginia Knights. Gratitude being spread all around Colby Wilson and Coach Tom Peterson. I've been Chris Fly. Thank you so much for joining us on the Knights Sports Network, and we'll see you again.
I know.